Welcome one and all to part 2 of our mini-series here at CruiseAway called I'll Have What She's Having. A series of amazing cruise and stay adventures around the world with that certain extra something. Variety, style, more inclusions and the greatest holidays.
Yes, we're all about the biggest and boldest of golden getaways with packages bursting with new experiences. And we'll be sailing inclusive with Norwegian Cruise Lines and taking longer than average cruise trips with Holland America Line to Hawaii, Bora Bora and the Marquesas for October. And a trip to the Japanese Hanami cherry blossoms for March.
Oh my word, that's such a dream one for me. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's start then with that inclusive Norwegian Cruise Line trip called Spice to Sunset.
Wow.
A spirited sojourn, which is an easy thing for you to say. 3 amazing weeks starting on the 30th of November, where we'll jet you from Sydney over to Singapore, where Orchard Road will be lit up for Christmas, and there's the Christmas Wonderland at Gardens by the Bay. You'll have plenty of festive time here with a 2-night hotel stay. Wonderful.
Oh, they really do like to do the festive season in style in Singapore because they, you know, they represent so many different cultures. It is a real melting pot. So you'll see all the traditional Chinese decorations, but you'll also see kind of the fun Western things. Like you said, Orchard Road, Raffles Hotel, they'll have a big tree there. You've got to go and have a picture by it for sure. And do some exploring and shopping whilst you're there in the street markets. That'd be wonderful too, to pick up some keepsakes. Then it's time to cruise on board Norwegian Spirit. 19 nights. Oh, that is like music to my ears. Nice long cruise where you have more at sea with your premium drinks, your Wi-Fi, your 3 specialty dining meals and $50 shore excursion credit per stateroom per port.
Fabulous.
So lots already packed in. As far as specialty dining goes, the great thing about Spirit is she has been refurbed and updated in 2022. So they've actually added a lot more in the way of dining opportunities. You've got Cagney State House there, for example. You have the Moderno Churrascaria, Taipan, which is Chinese dim sum. You've got Shogun Asian. You've got Maxim's as well, which is a la carte. So tons of different specialty for you to choose from. And of course, it's a free style cruising Norwegian. So there's no set dining times. There's no set theatre times. You can just go to which one you want to, whatever is going on around the ship. And it's just that. It's that relaxed vibe at sea that brings people back cruise after cruise, year after year and decade after decade to Norwegian. It really is such a dynamic cruise line. They were really first for a lot of things as well, like branded shows and specialty dining. Norwegian really did a lot of that first, and a lot of other cruise lines followed suit. So they're kind of the pioneers in some way when it comes to diversity at sea, offering you so much selection, a little touch of mini golf as well. So much fun. So we are cruising out of Singapore, and we're first of all at sea and then heading into Surabaya in beautiful Indonesia, where you can visit the thriving Chinatown, the Arab Quarter with the gorgeous mosques dating back to the 15th century. It is, you know, lots and lots of different cultures have influenced here. Then it's Bali, Benoa, where you're not too far from Monkey Jungle, which is fascinating to visit, and some of the beautiful temples like Uluwatu or Purutanolot, and then you have got stunning silversmithing to go and witness in Ubud as well. Fremantle's up next on the itinerary. Highlights here include some of the lovely beaches, of course, that Western Australia boasts, but known for its wineries and microbreweries too. Perhaps you want to head on a tour to Swan Valley Wineries and do a wee bit of tasting. We are into Bustleton next up, which is on the southwest tip of Western Oz, of course, and it's known for its humpback whale population. You will get the chance here if you want to do a whale watching tour, and again, speak to the team on board about booking that. We're into Albany next up, which is known for the Tarindup National Park and Emu Beach as well. The whaling station is fascinating. I love learning about Australia's sort of whaling history. It's part of our culture, and it's interesting visiting the museums in question. Then it's Adelaide, Barossa Valley, of course. You can head out to do a little wine tour out there, Jacobs Creek and the like, or maybe a spot of shopping downtown. Make sure you get your pie floater when you're in town as well. It's a must in Adelaide, of course. Then it's Kangaroo Island. Now, this is predominantly a beautiful nature reserve. The Flinders Chase National Park, for example, is known for the penguins, of course, and the striking coastal rock formations as well. So get on out there and enjoy it. Then we have a little pit stop in Melbourne, where you can head up to Yarra Valley or maybe the Great Ocean Road. You're going to do a little trip out on the Great Ocean Road or up into the Dandenongs and explore some craft stores up there. Wonderful day out that would be. Tasmania awaits us next, Burnie, which is full of natural beauty and lush greenery, of course. I love also the craft industry in Tassie. You've got some, great coffee shops and wonderful microbreweries to enjoy and loads of great things to pick up. Then we're into Eden, where again you can go and find out about the whaling history at the Killer Whale Museum or up to Ben Boyd's Tower. Just maybe a nice little day strolling downtown is what is needed here in Eden before you cruise back into Sydney, or cruise into Sydney, shall I say, because of course we started in Singapore, and you could just stroll off the ship. If you do need a national flight, speak to our team about that and we should be able to get that organised for you.
It's like perfectly planned, isn't it, this trip? It's so beautifully configured. Flying over to Singapore, having your stay there, and then cruising inclusive on Norwegian Spirit through Indonesia and Oz, and sailing back in plenty of time for the festive fun at home. Amazing. And we've got the most incredible price tag for you as well, because we are CruiseAway, and this is what we've been doing for over 25 years, putting the very best deals together for you. And you have to admit, given what you'll be enjoying on this trip, the price is so tempting. A lovely and fascinating getaway flying from Singapore to Singapore from Sydney, of course, for a 2-night hotel stay there in the city, and then 19 nights, nearly 3 weeks of inclusive more at sea cruising on the Norwegian Spirit, with your gratuities included, Wi-Fi, shore excursion credits in every port, and a 3-night specialty dining package, plus of course premium drinks package, which you'll really enjoy. It's so comprehensive as you cruise from Singapore to Sydney in true style on board, with lots of fascinating ports in Indonesia, Tas, and on our own doorstep, of course, all the way back to the doorstep in Sydney. Here's everything that's included. It's such a brilliant deal. I have to say, it's perfectly timed as well if you think about it, that back end of the year, that kind of lead up to Christmas. I mean, Christmas shopping, can't believe I'm saying Christmas already, but that Christmas shopping in Singapore, very different than shopping around the corner, right?
Yeah.
It's brilliant. So call us right now if you want to grab that deal. It is wonderful, nice little getaway. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, there is a nice gap at the end of the year. I feel like I haven't done a lot of travelling this year. Let's just go for it, because that's coming up soon as well. So call us free on 1300 412 358. Toll free, of course. Any questions you've got, then please do ask us. We are CruiseAway, and we are the #1 here in Oz, and we don't mind saying so ourselves. Don't forget that we cruise all the major cruise lines as well with CruiseAway. So our team, you can ask them anything you like the sound of from any cruise line, and we'll hook you up with the greatest deal with the best inclusions. Right, our next 2 journeys take us far away with Holland America Line, the cruise company that welcomes a huge number of its passengers back year after year. How about a 40-night Dream Away holiday starting in October next year, destined for Hawaii, Bora Bora, and the amazing Marquesas. Now you'll fly first from Sydney to exciting San Diego in California, and a 2-night stay to stroll along La Jolla and its oceanfront views, and enjoy the evening in the famous Gaslamp Quarter with its trendy rooftop bars. Looks amazing, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, I love San Diego. I was fortunate to actually spend a season cruising out of here. The San Diego Zoo is incredible. It's world famous. There's great wineries surrounding as well. You have a lovely, like you mentioned, a very cool downtown area, and just lots of things to take at your pace. Also, there's a lot of nautical history tied in with San Diego. Then we're cruising Holland America style, or DAM style as they say, on board the fantastic Zaandam, which again is a ship I'm familiar with, for 35 nights. Now Zaandam is very unique because she's the only ship in her size category. So she's not one of the really itty bitty ones, and she's not one of the pinnacle class or Vista class. So just that little bit smaller, but still just a perfect size for you to enjoy an amazing cruise. The Holland America Line Way. And the Holland America Line Way is all about relaxing, but still having luxury, more of a low-key luxury. It's not about the big bright spaces everywhere you go and the bright lights and all of that sort of stuff. It's about more subdued, but also very tastefully designed spaces with fine quality and thoughtful furnishings, but also the quality of service. It's all about quality with Holland America Line. Honestly speaking, I do equate the quality of cuisine on board to very high-end ships. Just in my experience, I think you'll really love the food. The Pinnacle, the specialty restaurant there, Canaletto, they're wonderful. But even just the main dining room and up in the buffet, you will have, you can have a freshly cooked steak or salmon up in the buffet, and the salad bar is phenomenal up there. And that's just your regular walk-in, choose what you like. You don't have to book for anything like that either. Now, if you're thinking of upgrading this cruise, because maybe it's something special going on, it might be a big hallmark occasion and just a massive birthday celebration, whatever it is, maybe think about doing a Neptune suite, because you actually get the Neptune lounge and your own concierge, and they have canapes in there and a coffee machine. You don't even have to go to the main reception to book your excursions or talk to somebody, because you have your own concierge, and it is a very special experience, and definitely worth thinking about, that's for sure. Enrichment's and also a very important part of the Holland America Line vibe, and they have featured guest lecturers on board. They have a party planner, they call them, who curates activities for you. There's your dive in. Oh, by the way, the triple cooked hot chips on Holland America Line are legendary, just saying. you will try them and you'll be like, what is this?
I think she speaks from experience
Yes.
there. So are you ready for 35 nights then, cruising out of San Diego, a few days at sea?
Yes.
And here we are in the Hawaiian Islands.
Yeah, we're in Nowili first, which is beautiful. And the Hawaiian landscape is lush and volcanic and geothermal. So get on an excursion that will take you out there and see it up into the mountains for sure, which will take you to the falls. We have an overnight on board in Honolulu, which is of course the capital of fabulous Hawaii on the island of Oahu. You might want to do Hawaii by air. That would be a once in a lifetime experience, wouldn't it? Maybe a catamaran sunset sail or out to Pearl Harbor to learn about the history behind that as well. Then it's Kailua Kona on Big Island. Now Kona is known for its coffee, macadamia nuts and pineapples. You might want to go to the Kona Brewing Company to learn all about their world famous coffee, and the magic sands. I shall say no more, they're magic. You'll learn about that too. Next up, it's Maui. Now Maui is one of the most favorite islands, I have to say, when it comes to international travel. They have a lovely state park there, the Lau Valley, to go and visit. You can do a bike tour out there as well, which is interesting. Then we're into Kiribati, Taburian. This is not on itineraries very often, known as paradise, because as you see right there, the perfect sand beaches and the gorgeous marine life is what it is absolutely all about. We have some days at sea, and we'll be into Rangiroa in French Polynesia next, the largest atoll, in fact, in the French Polynesian islands. Now, they're known for pearl farming, and it's fascinating to learn about the cultivation of pearls. You can do an excursion to teach you. Next up, we're into Huahin in French Polynesia, which has a really interesting chance to, again, explore the pearl culture, if that's what you want to learn about. But the markets are bustling and vibrant as well for shopping. Bora Bora's next. Now, this will be the highlight on many people's itinerary, no doubt, being so famous as an island in French Polynesia. If you really want to see the best of these islands, would recommend getting out there on the ocean or over the ocean in a helicopter. Then it's Raiatea, known as God's Cradle. You have got some of the most fascinating evidence of the Polynesian civilization dating back thousands of years in Marae Tapu Tapu Tea, and you can even learn about the carved out outrigger canoes on excursion. Overnight on board in Papeete in Tahiti, which is lovely. This will just be a nice one to relax. And what's the nice thing about staying overnight is that you can stroll just oceanside. There's lots of markets open, lots of places to dine and drink as well, and even do a nice sunset sail to watch the sun go down on these islands is amazing. Then it's Moorea, which I think a fun thing to do would be to head out to a traditional tiki village, and they do all the traditional dances and they cook you a traditional lunch and on the fire. It's really interesting to learn about that. Next up, we're into Nuku Hiva, again a lovely French Polynesian island, rarely visited on itineraries, and it's the largest of the Marquesas. So you have that feeling of France in the Pacific Ocean when you're out there. The archaeological site is a must-see. So we have some time at sea in between and of course along the way as well, and then we're back into San Diego where you'll disembark and we will fly you back to Australia. But what an itinerary. I think this one's going to be all about relaxing, getting out there on the ocean, enjoying the beautiful beaches and just enjoying the Holland America Line way of life.
And look at that packed list of destinations that you're covering in this holiday. I mean, it's just the absolute... It's like a dream journey, isn't it? And a deposit today will secure your place on what is an epic journey for October next year. And if you can, I think you absolutely should, because what do I say all the time? We're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's check out the price tag for this one. And this actually for me is less about the price and more about the experience, because this is kind of a once in a lifetime really, isn't it? It includes your flights to and from San Diego, a 2-night hotel stay there, and then it's relaxation all the way on an epic 35-night Holland America cruise of those wonderful Hawaiian islands, Bora Bora, the Marquesas, and you've got that overnight call into Tahiti as well as you go exploring around French Polynesia, which is just it's just dreamworthy, isn't it? Plenty of time to unwind and relax on board as you'll cruise 35 nights later back into San Diego with a transfer there waiting to take you to the airport to fly you home back to Oz. This is already very, very popular actually. We've featured this on a previous show, already booking fast, and there's still time for you to book today with a low deposit with our team, and here's everything that's included for you. And again, your opportunities there to upgrade, because you know what? Maybe for you, you're not going to do a world cruise. Maybe for that's just too far and beyond. Maybe for you, this is that epic landmark cruise. So why not do it in the finest way possible? Upgrade to a balcony or a suite and have the very best experience on board. Of course, if you do want longer in San Diego before you cruise, you can just add more nights there with our team. And maybe you fancy some time elsewhere nearby before you fly home. Less than a 2-hour flight from San Diego is Los Angeles, San Francisco, Las Vegas, Phoenix in Arizona, Salt Lake City in Utah. Chat to our team about the possibilities and extend that holiday even further. Just call us free right now, 1300 412 358, and we will make the magic happen for you. It is as simple as that, because that's what we do here at CruiseAway. And the joy of cruising is that you can see more than several places in different countries with ease, not having to keep repacking and changing hotels all the time. And our next 38-night cruise is a great example of this as we head from our doorstep here to the cherry blossoms of Japan, boarding Holland America Line's Volendam here in Sydney on the 7th of March.
Brilliant.
Wonderful.
Well, and this is just so easy as well, being able to just board a ship in Oz, already here. And now these ships obviously are not stationed here. They come but once every 2 years, some of them once every 5 years. So it is a rare treat to be able to board Holland America Line on our doorstep. And even if it's not on your doorstep, even if you're over in Western Oz, it's still just a short flight versus flying all the way over to Asia or Europe to join a Holland America Line vessel. So I love that. It's wonderful that you get to experience this cruising, and maybe it is your favorite brand of cruise ship. Maybe you've been on Holland America Line and experienced the low-key luxury and the incredible quality of service and just the thoughtful details, and you are hooked like many mariners, as they're called, when you repeat cruise. I think you will be. And I'm a little biased, I always say, because I worked for a decade with this particular cruise company, but it's home from home. Yeah, it has all those lovely touches of luxury as well. Don't think it's so homely that you don't feel like you're in a boutique hotel every night, because you really do. And you will just love it. You really will. From the cocktails before dinner to the delicious dining and all of the little moments that happen in between, whether that is watching a lecture, whether that's participating in a dance class, whether that's walking around the deck every morning, just breathing in the sea air and thinking, well, this is how I was supposed to live.
Yeah. And you know what? When service is really great, it happens without you noticing it.
Yes.
It happens very discreetly in the background, and you really appreciate what a special holiday it is. You don't have to put any effort in, you just purely, it's there for your joy and enjoyment, and you are going to love it. So 38 nights starting in Sydney with an overnight on board, showing off the ship to everyone who wanders into the harbour.
Right. I mean, there is no better hotel on earth than one that is docked on Sydney Harbour.
Yeah.
And you get to just literally look at the Opera House lit up. Then we're into Townsville, which is northeast Queensland, of course, and you've got the lovely Esplanade there. Just take a stroll across, or maybe you're going to head up to the Billabong Sanctuary and see some lovely wildlife whilst you're there. But a great first stopping off point. And then it's up to the Barrier Reef, of course, in Cairns, where you have a choice here of heading to Corinda Railway, Daintree Rainforest, or out onto the reef proper. And the Barron Gorge National Park is great as well. Or you might want to see the jumping crocs. Yes. Then we're into talking of jumping crocs. I'm not sure if these jump, but Crocosaurus Cove, you can cage dive, or it's like a Perspex container with the crocs.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough for many of us, for sure. They're quite chilled out most of the time, though. Then it's Komodo. Now, this island is a nature reserve, and it's the monitor lizard, the giant monitor lizard, the Komodo dragon. So you get to see them in the natural environment, and the pink beach. Look at the sand there. That's going to make an amazing photo. We are into Benoa in Bali next, the main port for Bali, where you can take your pick of many things to do. Maybe it's strolling through the paddy fields on a guided tour, or heading to Seminyak for a beach day, or out to the Gili Islands to explore the archipelagos. You'll love Bali. Then an overnight in Singapore awaits us, where you've got time. You might want to head to Sentosa Island and go to Universal Studios. You could do, usually they're open into the night. The Singapore Flyer gives you lovely views as well over the entire city. Then we're off into Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, where you can take a nice tour which gives you a little hint of everything, from the Cu Chi tunnels through to the Saigon Post Office and the Reunification Palace. You'll get to say you've done it all. Nha Trang's up next for its lovely culture and heritage, from the Po Nagar to the Long Song Pagoda. If you want to do something with a family, say you're cruising with a family, the Vin Pearl Land is a fun thing to do. That's a theme park as well in Nha Trang. We are next up into Kai Lan in Vietnam, and this will give you the opportunity to cruise Ha Long Bay, which is phenomenal. The landscapes, the ocean, everything about this area is once in a lifetime for sure. Before we make an overnight stop in Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong really comes alive at night. If you visited before, you'll know. It's bustling, it's thriving, it's exciting. So do get out there after hours so you can really experience it, maybe with a little ferry trip. Then it's Kaohsiung in Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is actually known for its incredible spas, so you might want to do a little spa day or go out to the thermal springs while you're there. You can ask your explorations team on board. That's the Shore Excursions team on Holland America Line. Then it's Naha in Japan, when maybe a trip to the mangrove forest is in order to get out there and experience the natural beauty of Japan. Or you can head to a distillery and learn about sake production. That sounds like my kind of day, actually. Next up, we are into fabulous Naze in Japan. Now, this will give you, again, an opportunity of seeing some of the best things to offer in this part of the world, such as a traditional tea ceremony. We have a day at sea before we head into Nagasaki, and we have an overnight on board in Nagasaki as well. We give you that little bit of extra time to explore the area, as there are longer excursions offered, such as the Peace Memorial Park and Confucius Temple. Shimizu's up next for Mount Fuji. Now, it's a must. You've got to get up there somehow to see, even in the distance, if you're doing a little lake cruise of the region. I just think these are going to be iconic photos for the album, for sure. Then we're into Tokyo, where we'll disembark, and we're going to spend 2 nights in a hotel on Daiba Island in Tokyo Bay with your breakfast included. So wonderful finishing touch to a tremendous itinerary in the amazing Japanese capital. So you do some last minute shopping and have a great time. Then we will transfer you to the airport, where you will fly back to Australia with no doubt so many amazing tales to tell the friends and rellos back home.
I know, look just through page 1 there, all of the places on our doorstep that you hardly ever see, and then we really go out into the exotic in Vietnam, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, through Japan as well. And remember, as you're traveling through the ports in Japan, it is cherry blossom season. You'll be able to get the cherry blossom forecast. You'll be able to visit cherry blossom festivals. It's not just the cherry blossoms, it's many other wonderful shrubs that are in full bloom. But this is the magical time of the year to be there. So, as Joe mentioned earlier, this is such a rare opportunity from Sydney to cruise for 38 nights across Indonesia to Singapore and Vietnam and Hong Kong and Taiwan and Japan, just at a really lovely pace. A nice mix of ports and sea days, lovely overnight stays as well that you've got just peppered through the itinerary. There's one at the start in Sydney, then one in Singapore, then one in Hong Kong, then one in Nagasaki in Japan as well. The cruise ends in Yokohama. We then transfer you to Daiba in Tokyo Bay for a 2-night hotel stay there, and then we'll transfer you from there back to the airport in Tokyo for your return flight. There's so much included for an incredible price tag, for a truly treasured cruise line as well. Holland America Line, honestly, it is like being wrapped up in one big happy cuddle, but it's a luxury and relaxed kind of warm welcome on board. Their ships are classic luxury. It's kind of like heritage cruising. It's the way cruising should be. It's a wonderful experience. Low-key, comfortable touches, full board, amazing dining with great service, room service included all the way through what is a long cruise. A fabulous team on board for you to get to know, and also to get involved in a range of fascinating entertainment for absolutely everyone, from the full big production shows to live music, games, trivia and activities that you can really get involved in as well. Enrichment is a big thing with Holland America Line, and indeed the team on board really do everything they can to give you the most of the destinations and your experience while you're on board as well, because this will become your true home for over 5 weeks of this fascinating cruise. Honestly, again, I'd love to come with you. Here's everything that's included. It's another one of those where you think, actually, if you've got the time and you've got the space in your life, then treat yourself to something that actually maybe has been long overdue. Maybe you've had plans in the back of your mind. I mean, a cruise like this comes to find you at the right time, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's not necessarily one you went out looking for. It came to find you. It gave you the perfect pace. It gave you the perfect service. It looked after you beautifully. It fed you. It entertained you. It meant that you didn't have to keep unpacking and repacking bags and cases and going from this train station to that airport to this hotel to here to there or everywhere. You get to see all of these parts of the world effort-free, in luxury. Sounds good to me. 1300 412 358 if it sounds good to you as well. And Joe, you worked with Holland America Line for a long time, and I know it's still right there in your heart.
It is etched into my heart.
Yeah.
It sounds cheesy, but it never leaves.
I believe.
Once it gets into your system, you'll understand when you venture on board, and you will be like, wow. This is cruising, in the finest sense of the word, both traditionally and also reflecting the modern needs. Yeah. For example, you've got self-service laundry on every floor. You know,
always handy.
Yeah, it's really
always
handy.
Good. Anyway, listen, we're out of time for this show. Come back and join us again very, very soon. We cruise away every day. See you soon.
Bye.